Dear listeners, the date is now April 2025, and you've last heard from the Thank You for Spore-ing podcast 2 years ago. And a lot has happened in those 2 years. Most excitingly, we are now staring down the barrel of season 2 of HBO's The Last of Us. And for Thank You for Spore-ing, this little mini announcement is, it goes to several announcements in a trench coat, but it's having to do with the coverage of season 2, because did you really think we wouldn't be able to keep talking about it? Please welcome back to the show, dear friend, Chelsea Hawkins.
Hi, Eric. How are you?
Hey. Well, I'm swell. How are you?
Doing great. You know, a few things have changed since the last time we recorded. I dyed my hair blue, and
Yeah.
life's good.
Life is good. I think we've both got longer hair.
Absolutely. Well, yeah.
And it's a shame all those barbers just up and died in the pandemic since we were last broadcasting.
Right.
But
and
yes,
all the scissors went into our nail bombs and shivs.
but it's honestly a pleasure to be back podcasting, because we're going to be talking about season 2 of The Last of Us together.
We are. We kind of already have a little bit, and so I'm looking forward to diving into actually talking about the actual show rather than just theorizing about what we think might happen.
I know. It's going to be so good. But this video and brief announcement that I'm putting out on the Thank You for Spieling feed is to let the listeners know what's going on with us, but also where to find us in the future, because since Thank You for Spore-ing last transmission, and since Thank You for Spieling has gone on a hiatus, we have a new pop culture show called What the Hype. And by we, I of course mean Laura T., Pam Gokabachi, Andrew Sims, Micah Tannenbaum, and myself. And it makes a lot of sense, for many reasons, to consolidate the pop culture discussions we're having over there and the discussions that Chelsea and I were having about The Last of Us. So already on our podcast feed for What the Hype, which we'll give you the details in a minute, on that channel, both on YouTube and audio where podcasts are found, Chelsea, me, Laura have already recorded 2 episodes and have released one in its full entirety, recapping season 1 of The Last of Us. So if you want Chelsea and my thoughts, kind of revisiting the show after 2 years, go there. And the future episodes that we're doing, including an absolute spoiler, spectacular look ahead predictions episode about season 2, which airs 3 days from now. Check out the feed this week for that. But it's just great to be back.
It's absolutely great to be back, and it's great to be invited along for the ride once again on not my own podcast. Yeah. I'm really excited to be podcasting with you again. We recorded a Cinescope episode once last year. But other than that, we haven't podcasted together since the last time we spored together. And so I'm glad to be doing that again and to be joined by your other What the Hype crew. And so far it's been Laura, but there has been talk of others potentially joining in. And so it's going to be a party over there as we hold and hug each other around the shoulders and like console each other as we cry through the season.
Which I think we're going to need. Yeah, we need more people
probably
to lean on. I'm just really thrilled. And since we recorded Spore-ing. I just look back so fondly on the season of Spore-ing. It may be like the most regular, ambitious commitment I had at the time, like, and since, of like, 10 or so episodes just on that feed. It really was like great to be doing it with a dear friend of mine. And now it's exciting to get to wrap it into all the other cool things we're doing on What the Hype. I know some of us just finished the White Lotus discussions, and What the Hype in general is a show that wants to keep on top of pop culture, and that was something that Thank You for Spieling never really was, or Thank You for Spore-ing in its season was on top of it, but wasn't a show with that specific purpose. It was just a way, just like the first ever episode of Thank You for Spieling was a way to get out your and my thoughts on the game. And once we did that, it's like, who needs a podcast anymore? But we've got another long commitment and news that we've not talked about yet. I want to get your thoughts on this.
Okay.
Season 3 has been greenlit for HBO's The Last of Us in advance of the season 2 premiere on Sunday.
It has been. I'm thinking back to some of the discussion we had in our season 2 predictions episode, and like maybe this was already greenlit. Who knows?
Yeah, Chelsea got very heavy-handed on some of those predictions about how she feels and when season 3 might be coming to us.
Well, you asked me for crazy predictions, and so I live to serve. That's what I came up with.
Well, yes. So we may be feeling in this day and age that we might be lost in the darkness, but the light that we have that's coming to us is at least 7 episodes of season 2, and then more of the Last of Us Part 2 story to be continued in season 3, and that's what we know based on interviews with Druckmann and Mazin. And in general, just as a time capsule, this is the last time we'll podcast together before season 2's first episode. What are your feelings going in?
I'm really excited. You know this. I've talked with you about how in the last week I picked up the first game again for the first time since 2020, I think. And I'm enjoying playing it, but I'm also just like, give me the story. And so I love season 1 for just giving me what I want. And now I'm looking forward to, like, I was planning on potentially hopping into the second game before, but now I'm just like, I'm just going to watch and enjoy getting the story the way I want it. The game is great. I love playing it. I already did my hard mode run. I don't need to do that again. And so now I can just sit back and enjoy the story.
Yeah, you've proven your chops, I think. Video gaming.
Yeah.
I still have not attempted a harder difficulty. Well, wait, does Light Plus count? Because they say when you go into New Game Plus that Light Plus is a harder experience than Light.
Right. Yeah. I mean, fair. But
okay,
is it really harder
case,
when you retain all of your upgrades and...
Oh, yeah, I got the flamethrower on day 1. Yeah, I'm in Boston, flamethrowering, I don't know, runners. Yeah, so that's a blast. I agree. It's a very exciting time. The show, the way in which the show perfectly distilled the story, but then also didn't shy away at all from building out the story and the world and the motivations and the characters and the swings that the first season of the show took, for the fences, just swinging in certain directions, all worked. And it really generated a lot of goodwill. Normally, I'm a skeptical type person. Normally, I don't think lightning can strike twice, and I don't think that something that's good or pure can be sustained, over a period of time. But I've got such goodwill from the first season of The Last of Us that I really think it could continue to be great and even impress us by how great it is.
Yeah, I have generally tried to avoid seeing too many reactions for the second season just because I want to go in fresh and make my own opinion. And I've tried to avoid things like episode titles or too many spoilers for something that, I already know at least what I expect the spoilers to be. But I did see some really positive reactions from a couple of news aggregate sites that have already seen the whole season. And so that's great. I just saw their scores. And I saw that at least one episode is pushing an hour. And so that's cool that we're going to get a more extended episode like we did once or twice in the first season. So I'm looking forward to seeing what I expect to see and how they adapt things from the game that I am familiar with. And then I'm equally, if not more, looking forward to the new stuff that they bring to us that fits into this world so well, like they did in the last season.
Yeah. That's well said. So I'm excited. And then along with the show comes the official podcast.
Yep. They've already announced that it's coming back.
So the plan for us is actually the same as it was for Spore-ing, I think, which is Sunday nights.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to be live on YouTube, just like we inadvertently are now, on the What the Hype. Although Spore-ing listeners might not know, but I'm going to put a link on the old channel to the new channel, etc., etc. On Sunday nights after the episode, come join us on What the Hype's YouTube feed, which is located at What the Hype Podcast. All one word. We're also going to be on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch, especially streaming on Twitch. For comments, What the Hype Show is our X handle, and the website for the whole podcast in general is whatthehypepodcast.com. We're also going to be figuring out how not to spoil the other co-hosts, but we will at some point be incorporating audience feedback. So if you want to email us, we're actually going to be keeping on top of email during this season of The Last of Us, because always got to be growing. That email address is going to be whatthehypepodcast@gmail.com. So pretty much, Chelsea and me, all of our Spore-ing is a continuing over on the What the Hype feed is the whole point of this announcement. And it feels great to be back. The 2 episodes we've done have been wonderful. Laura is a great addition. I know we wanted to get her on the first season of Spore-ing, and now we're all going on What the Hype together.
Yeah, we've already had a lot of fun, the 3 of us recording together our sort of preview episodes, looking forward and looking back. And I'm looking forward to sitting down with both of you on Sunday. And as people do reach out to the show, yes, be sensitive to those who do not have the benefit of having played the second game, and protect the secrets.
So we are going to be recording on Sunday nights. It's going to be a wonderful experience again, going through that with you. And similarly, geeking out throughout the week based on what we hear about on the official podcast and all of the Easter egg videos that I absolutely devour during seasons of shows that I love. It's going to be a good time. And I wanted to post this on the Thank You for Spieling feed, because this is where, if you've listened to Spore-ing before, you've listened to it there or on YouTube. And I want to make sure that you all see where the new episodes will be landing. There will be new episodes. It's the same 2 co-hosts, same 2 dear friends, and same amazing show.
Looking forward to it.
This is going to be great. Chelsea, thank you so much, and we'll see you Sunday.
See you then. Bye.
Bye.